The major driver for IPOs in the market currently is the desire for private equity investors to exit through an IPO. The IPO regime in India till now had taken a view that investors need to convert their CCPS or CCD into equity at a very early stage of the DRHP, which then meant that they had exposure of about 6 to 9 months, in which period they had to complete the IPO, and if for whatever reason the IPO does not go through or they don't like the pricing of the IPO, they lost that conversion ability and they lost out on the interest and coupon which they were entitled to while they were holding CCDs or CCPS. So the big challenge was how to ensure that their downside is protected in this long process. The law hasn't really changed, but the interpretation of the law has evolved. SEBI has looked at it and agreed with the interpretation, which is that the conversion of CCPS or CCDs should happen very close to pricing of the deal, at which point there is a lot more visibility with the investors on what is the exit price which is being made available to them. If they are comfortable with those prices, they can convert their CCDs or CCPS into equity shares and sell such equity shares in the IPO. If they don't like it, they can very well withdraw from the IPO or get the IPO postponed. The advice we give to clients now is that if you have CCPS or CCDs, you identify which of those you will sell and figure out the conversion ratio, because that needs to be disclosed. But the actual act of conversion is something which you can hold on to till you get very close to the RHP, the red herring prospectus. So we advise people to do it as late as 1 or 2 days prior to filing of the red herring prospectus with the ROC, not with SEBI. You're probably at that point taking a risk of price fluctuation of about 5 to 7 working days, which is substantially lesser than the 6 to 9 months that we were earlier exposing investors to. So that has been a positive development from SEBI's side, and they have agreed with the interpretation of the law, which makes it substantially better than the risk that private equity investors were taking prior to this interpretation and clarity.